Good morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this morning news report right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. Former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Sund says entire intelligence community missed signs of riot. He penned a letter to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and others making his case. Former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Sund sent an 8-page letter to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other congressional leaders on Monday, providing a detailed account of the events leading up to the January 6 riots, as well as a detailed timeline of the events as he saw them unfold on that day. Pelosi immediately called for Sund to step down on January 7th. Later that day, Sund submitted a letter of resignation. ABC News obtained a copy of the letter, which was first reported by CNN. In the letter, Sund said he knew about the intelligence leading up to the violent event and explained why he relayed on assessments as well as his efforts to secure support before and during the incident from the National Guard and other law enforcement partners. Sund said that intelligence indicated that the January 6 event would be similar to two previous post-election demonstrations from November and December, which he described as Mega 1 and Mega 2, though he wrote the assessment included language that members of the Proud Boys, white supremacist groups, and Antifa and other extremist groups were expected to participate in the January 6 event, and that they might be included to become violent, he continues. This was very similar to the intelligence assessment on December 12, 2020 Mega 2 event. During both of those previous protests, there was a limited amount of violence and or injuries to officers and limited number of arrests. Having previously handled two major post-election demonstrations successfully utilizing an action plan that was based on intelligence assessments that had proven to be credible and reliable and accurate, we reasonably assumed the intelligence assessment for January 6, 2021 was also correct. On January 4th, the Capitol Police Intelligence and Interagency Coordination Division assessed the level of probability of acts of civil disturbance/arrests occurring based on current intelligence information as remote to improbable for all of the groups expected to demonstrate on Wednesday, January 6, 2021, according to Sund. Sund said he directed the department to be placed on all hands on deck status, which meant every sworn officer would be working. He also said he activated 7 civil disturbance unit platoons, approximately 250 officers, with 4 of those platoons equipped in helmets, protective clothing, and shields. On January 5th, the day before the mob stormed the Capitol, Sund hosted a virtual meeting with dozens of top law enforcement and military officials from D.C., including the FBI, U.S. Secret Service, and the National Guard. The meeting focused on the January 6th event and the January 20th inauguration, which had already been established as a national special security event. During the meeting, no entity, including the FBI, provided any intelligence indicating that there would be a coordinated violent attack on the United States Capitol by thousands of well-equipped armed insurrections Sund wrote. Sund said the Department of Homeland Security never issued a threat advisory about violent extremists planning a coordinated attack on the U.S. Capitol, and noted that the U.S. Secret Service planned to and did escort the Vice President of the United States to the Capitol on January 6th, which is observantly would not have done if it believed there to be a threat of violent insurrection at the Capitol building and on its grounds. On the eve of the attempted insurrection, Sund said he sent an email to his leadership team to ensure that all officers were fully briefed to expect a long day, large groups, and clashes that could possibly include violence. As the crowds were attempting to breach the building, Sund wrote, the Capitol Police Dignitary Protective Division prepared to evacuate congressional leadership. Capitol Police attempted to secure the hallways to prevent the mob from advancing further into the building, and attended evacuations of members of Congress to safe locations. Sund maintained that the U.S. Capitol Police did not fail, and that the department does not have the manpower and the training or the capabilities to handle an armed insurrection involving thousands of individuals bent on violence and demonstrations at all costs. He credited the bravery and heroism of Capitol Police officers who, outnumbered and against tremendous odds, managed to keep members of Congress safe. Pelosi announced on January 15th she was appointing retired Lieutenant General Russell Horty, the same man who led the government response to Hurricane Katrina, to issue a report on Capitol security in relation to the riot. Sund did acknowledge that a number of systems broke down and that officials or officers who violated policies or directives or even their oath need to be held accountable. In closing, Sund pleaded in the letter, he will do anything I can and everything that is requested of me to help ensure that an attack like January 6, 2021 never happens again, and that he stands ready, willing, and able to assist in any effort. And that does it for this morning news report right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another news report. Goodbye, everyone.